Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down the gauntlet, making them all. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. C. Happy Friday, boys.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, we made it. I wasn't sure we were going to make it to Friday when I looked at Thursday, and I was like, I think we can do this. I think we will make it to Friday because Friday starts off a huge weekend of wrestling.
Woohoo!
Let's go.
Again, more
Yeah.
wrestling, boys. And that's kind of part of it. That's kind of what we're here to talk about today: wrestling
Yes, sir.
and why there's so much wrestling. So, welcome in. If you're coming across this on YouTube, make sure you go hit that like and subscribe button. I wasn't ready for the button. There it is. The like and subscribe. Ring that bell. Let you guys know every time that we come on, because these are the faces you want to see. You know, we're not creditors, right? So you want to see us, right? You want to see us. We're not the tax guy. You want to see us. We're not your mother-in-law. You want to see us.
Thank God I don't have one.
Yeah, make sure you go like, subscribe. If you come across on Facebook, thank you so much. Make sure you give us a thumbs up.
I thought you were going to go through them all.
I was getting ready to go to. If you coming across us on Instagram,
What?
if you're coming across us on Facebook,
What?
if you're coming across us on the TikToks.
Yeah.
We're not really on TikTok.
Damn.
They took it away from us. I don't know why. They just took it away. They just
Wait,
decided,
what?
Yeah, TikTok's weird. Anyway,
Well, we know Scotty didn't break it.
I'm not Scotty didn't break it. But you know what he did break? Google Play.
Yes, sir.
Because we also have a podcast. We're on iTunes.
What?
We're on Spotify.
What?
We're on iHeartRadio. We
Yeah.
are not on Google Play.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but you can check us out there. If you look, not always the prettiest people in the world. I mean, I like to think I'm kind of a handsome man. Not always the prettiest. Ricky
We're stunning.
trims
We're absolutely stunning.
You are absolutely stunning. So anyway, you can check if you don't want to look at our ugly mugs. You can listen to us. You can put us in your ears or in your butt, depending on what you're into. I don't want to get into that.
Easy.
All right. Anyway, we also got a toy show coming up next week. A week from tomorrow, we will be in Timonium, Maryland, for the Maryland Toy Expo. Our friend of the show, our buddy, our pal, Gilbert will be with us. He'll be signing autographs and all kinds of cool stuff. We'll have 8x10s for him to sign. We also have an exclusive playing card with Gilbert on it. They're numbered 1 through 100. There's only 100 of them. So after the 100's gone, that's it. So you'll want to grab those when you get there. It's a pretty cool card. Went with a little different type of look. We usually see normal stuff for Gilbert. We went more of a Pokemon type of look, I think. So I would say. So anyway, appreciate you guys joining in. So today we got a big weekend of wrestling, and we kind of think we figured out why we have such big weeks of wrestling all the time for the WWE. It was reported earlier this week that in the first quarter of 2025, TKO Group Holdings reported a gross debt of $2.776 billion. $3 billion. The figure includes a debt associated with the UFC, particularly the $2.75 billion first lien term loan B, and the $205 million revolving credit facility or faculty. Yeah. TKO has a significant amount of debt, and a large portion of it is due and 2.7 of it, by the way, $1 billion is due in 2026. So that's a lot of fucking money. Were we ever under the regime of Richmond? Now I know WWE is no longer WWE. It's owned by Endeavor, TKO Holdings, right? Were they ever in that much debt when Vince was in charge?
As far as I'm aware, now they were a publicly traded company. I guess still are, and we never heard about that much debt. But I like. See, this is the only problem when you go into business with a larger business organization, because I guarantee you the WWE is still making money, but the overall entity of TKO is losing money. So everything then gets encompassed into, it looks like WWE is losing money, even though I'm pretty sure with all the ticket sales and with everything going on, they're still making money hand over fist. But everybody on the other side of it, the UFC and the TKO and whatever other stuff they are getting into is losing money. They got that bull riding thing they just bought not too long ago. So
they bought the Bull Riders Association?
Yeah, they bought bull riding.
PBR?
So, yep.
TBA or what is it?
Yeah,
PBR beer.
No, it's it's PBR. It's Pro Bull Riders
Bull Riding Association.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like,
well, that's they bought that. They bought AAA.
Yep.
They bought AAA. They probably got that for only a few pesos. Who knows? Are they overextending themselves? Now we know that they're selling out. All their events sell out, right? They're except for certain ones that don't sell out, they cancel them. Like NXT shows, they canceled an NXT show not too long ago. We know they're making money hand over fist, but they seem to be in trouble because they are cutting costs left and right. So one of the things that they are doing is cutting talent, and we have seen over the last couple of weeks that they are cutting talent. And it was always, we're cutting talent because, we're not using them or blah, 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 whatever the excuse was, but it was never about money. You never heard them say, well, this guy's making $20 million. We're going to have to get rid of him. You never heard that, right? You never heard that. Of course, contracts weren't ever, that crazy, only a certain people. But you heard it first when they got rid of Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
We're paying him too much for what he does, right? I mean, look at all the people, and if you go back and look at all the people that they mentioned about not using and the money, Cedric Alexander, Giovanni Da Vinci, Luke and Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Sonya Deville, Braun Strowman, Mustafa Ali. These are just a few names. These are just a few of my favorite names. Blair Davenport, Valhalla recently, Carmella Hayes or Carmella Anthony. Whatever you want to call her.
Carmelo? No, you're talking
no,
Carmella.
Stay with me, Scotty. Dakota Kai. So these are just Shayna Baszler, the Katana. I mean, these are just a few names.
I feel like there's still more to come because Miz's contract's about to be up.
His is up in July.
Karrion Kross
is up in July. It absolutely looks like Karrion Kross is not coming back.
Yeah.
He just signed a deal today with Audible. He's got a book coming out. He'll have a book coming out. So he's already looking at different avenues of what he's going to do after WWE. And honestly, they've dropped the ball on Karrion Kross. That guy was an NXT monster.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about NXT that makes Shinsuke Nakamura, Karrion Kross, Adam Cole, baby? Who else have they made? Who else has been the heavyweight? Aleister Black. Who else has been the heavyweight champion of NXT?
Keith Lee.
What's his name? Glorious.
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. Like there are people that have been such a huge part of NXT that came to the main roster and was a fucking dud. They were duds.
Keith Lee, Andrade.
Yes, perfect. Keith Lee and Andrade. They're definitely, both of them are I mean, just I don't. There's more cuts coming. They're clearly in trouble. if they're making,
Supposedly, I heard they were looking at Roman Reigns'
they
salary
are
for
They
what
are.
he's making and how many appearances he does now.
$15 million is what he makes.
Well, and here's the other thing, and here's where it's going to also get interesting. Where does this go with the legends? Because, like, I know they don't probably pay the legends like
No,
billions of dollars, but all those legends contracts together can add up. So, do they start cutting legends contracts and just start saying, "Hey, like we got." Like say, let's just say, on ballpark, 100 legends signed right now. Cut 50 of them. And say,
yeah, I think legends are probably safe because when they do meet and greets and stuff like that, what do the people come out and see? They come see a legend. I'm not going to go into what I'm paying Gilbert, but I am paying Gilbert. But it's not like I know Matt Cardona's. I mean, he's probably around $4,000, $5,000
yeah,
to come to an indie show or a shindy or whatever.
a shindy.
How do you make that? How do you make that money back? How do you make that money back? You're not going to like Cody Rhodes. If Cody hits the indies, Cody's going to make big time dollars. But you could get a legend, Tony Atlas. You can get these guys.
No, you get
Bill
Tony
Super-
Atlas you get Tony Atlas just for a girl stepping on his face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever he's into, I'm not judging him either way because as long as the toenails are clipped, I'm good. But, I mean, you could get these guys for next to nothing, and people still love to see these legends, right? They still love to see these legends, and they're fairly inexpensive. So that's why I think the legends are probably safe. But again, they're cutting costs. They have a bunch of money due now. A lot of the money is on the UFC side, right? There's a lot of money on the UFC side, and I think which is also confusing because UFC guys, one of their biggest complaints in UFC is that they don't make enough money for what they do, right? They should get more money, and every one of them are pining for that match of the night, right? That is, they get a bonus or whatever, so they all want that bonus because they're not making what they think they should be making. So, but you don't ever hear in UFC because UFC is the top dog. There is no. I don't even know that there is WEC still around. I don't get into Ultimate Fighter and that kind of stuff, like Ultimate Fighting Championships or anything like that anymore. But there was like WEC,
Bellator. We haven't heard anything from
right?
Bellator.
Uriah Faber came from WEC. I think he came from. I'm sure there's some small stuff out there, but there's no one to the impact of like an AEW who's like right, not neck and neck, but
yeah,
closely on the heels.
And I mean, like Bellator and WEC and some of the others were that for a while, but like I said, they've shrunk back. Like there's really no competitor to UFC at this point. So
yeah,
but that, like I said, that's the problem with getting hooked in with a conglomeration like that. WWE inherits the debts, so to speak. So now to save money one way or the other so that they can take all the money that they're making from the WWE and move that over. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yeah. They're robbing from the WWE to pay the UFC debts off. So
I don't know that they're doing that, but again, they're going to figure out something, and we're going to see most likely more talent go by the wayside. Yeah. Unfortunately, R-Truth. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, we're all sad. Everyone is sad about R-Truth. There's not one person who is not mad about R-Truth, but for what he was doing, it's not worth paying him. And I understand. Yeah. I get that. You can call him dead weight, whatever you want. Whatever his attributes are in the locker room, The Miz, as much as people don't like The Miz, he's loved. People love The Miz.
Yeah.
People love The Miz, but most likely he's going to be out. Miz is going to be out. So
yeah.
More to come. I mean, we're going to do you think so I had a couple questions. So of course we just covered who else you think is going to fall from these budget cuts. We already talked about Karrion Kross, those guys. Do you think AEW started these contract wars where they had to pay guys because Tony was out there slinging money around?
Oh yeah.
And as much as we say Tony's got daddy's money and Tony's doing this, He ain't $3 billion in debt,
Yeah.
right? He's not $3 billion. He's not profitable, but he's not $3 billion in debt. So they all have more money. They all have more money than Tony does. TKO has more money than Tony does. So, but do you think that they started this these contract wars?
Most definitely. I mean, part of the problem with Tony is this was something that, again, every podcaster out there has been saying for a while is Tony has pretty much unlimited capital. As long as his dad is still willing to give him money, this could go on, indefinitely. And Tony can throw, hundreds of millions of dollars of contract money around and, outbid WWE all day long. The thing about it is,
but he hasn't. But he hasn't. He's not outbidding. He's not outbidding. See, there's more to it. Did Mariah May? You think they threw money at Mariah May?
I think I wouldn't say they threw again millions of dollars at her, but I think they threw a significant sum at her to get her to say. And here's the thing, it's not just the fact that they are throwing okay, hold on. Gotta get my head straight. So it's not just that Tony's throwing the money around in the sense of, keeping people. It's the booking as well. Yeah. Tony's doesn't know what he's doing in booking, but
he's got nothing to do. Booking's got nothing to do with paying people.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is that people
I buy action figures all day long, but I don't take them out of the box. I'm not playing with them.
But here's the thing: Mariah May knew that she could get a better opportunity in WWE. That's why she took the money that she did.
A lot of them are using AEW as a stepping stone to get to WWE because that's where they want to go.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's yes, because WWE's been around so much longer, and it's. I don't know. There's something to be said about being part of something that's an upstart compared to. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If Tony Khan said, "Hey, Jason," or "Hey, Jonathan, if you come to us, I'm gonna pay you $800,000," and WWE says, "If you come to us, I'm gonna pay you $5,000, but you're gonna get more of a look." Ooh, I don't know. I like money. I like money, and I can still do whatever I want to do. I don't know. It just seems different. So, do you think the AEW can benefit from these budget cuts?
Yeah, because there's going to be more scraps to pick.
Yeah.
I mean, Kerry.
No,
they could take a guy like Karrion Kross and give him a push for a couple weeks, and then probably bury him with the rest of the WWE guys they've signed over the years.
See, as you notice, when AEW started, they had guys like, I don't know, Joey Janela, like guys that are like, they were great on the indies, but they have a shelf life, right? Nobody really gives a shit about. No offense, Joey. Do not send a video. Nobody gives a shit about Joey Janela. But as you've seen, Tony's roster is turned over. Like it's more and more, and you could say WWE stars because Bobby Lashley was in WWE. He was also in TNA. So you can call them TNA stars. But is more and more veteran presence, more and more recognizable wrestlers. His roster's turning over. Like his top guy forever was who?
Moxley and Jericho and
Jericho's
Omega.
Contract is up, by the way.
That's close. It's close.
He's on tour. Yeah, but it'll be up
6 months. 6
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, it'll be up here soon.
I thought he had signed a 10-year contract.
I think he extended it a little bit. But yeah, it looks like his contract is coming up.
Oh,
That's why he's not on TV right now. So Scotty, my question was, do you think AEW can benefit from?
Yeah, I mean, again, yes and no. They can benefit, but here's the problem. Like, again, you can throw all the money you want at people, but here's where the problem comes in. Like if you bring in too many talents. So I mean, you've got. Let's just throw out the names of Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, R-Truth, Miz. let's throw those are the names out there right now. Let's just throw those out. You can pay all of those guys to come in, but you already have a roster of what, 180 people, maybe 200 people at this point. Why would you want to add?
I just did a card break the other day. There was 100 on these cards.
Okay,
so, but that's not including Ring of Honor and.
Yeah, so you have over, I'd say about 200 people on your total roster. You don't have you need to. WWE has the right idea. Okay, I'm not saying that this is a smart move money wise, but you get rid of some of the other guys and some people that have been there for a while. I'm sorry, again, Miz is interesting, but he's had his time. He's done his thing.
You don't think AEW could benefit from the Miz?
Oh, I think they could benefit from him, but the problem is they already have a Moxley, a Jericho, a Cesaro, the Claudio, an Adam Cole. They have all these other names from the WWE system, and they're not doing anything with them, or not doing anything correctly with them.
Well, Claudio is a set piece. They have a
Adam Cole's
lot of
TNT champion.
Yes, yeah, he beat Danny Garcia. So they have a lot of secondary pieces, secondary people, but they don't have mainstay. One day we're gonna sit down and put the top dogs in AEW. Who are the top people in AEW, and then everybody else, right? You got John Moxley, and everybody else in that group are levels down. Claudio's not too far under Moxley. Actually, Claudio's a better wrestler than Moxley, but but then you got Wheeler, and then you got Mia Shafir, and who else is in that group? I can't. Pac, right? Who knows about him?
Depending on
depending on if he doesn't have a shirt that day or if his visa ran out.
Yeah,
there's a lot of you got you have a lot of minor people and not a lot of major people. Right, you always got to have enhancement. You got to have enhancement talent, or not enhancement talent, but you always got to have,
job guys.
Well, not so much job guys, but you got to have those secondary guys or mid card guys or whatever you want to call them. But they don't have a ton of top guys that you can say, oh shit, okay, MJF. Honestly, MJF ain't shit. He should be one of their top guys, but he's not. He's sucking. He's sucking tailpipe to the Hurt Syndicate right now. So. Again, and that's partly booking. So, but anyway, matter of fact, I think that Ricky, you think that they could benefit. I mean,
yeah.
Eventually, people there. We heard weeks ago that they were disgruntled. WWE employees were disgruntled. There was a lot of shit going on. Of course, you don't hear as much of it. Because they keep it a little bit more quiet. But the AEW, they run their yap. If a bunch of guys that just got cut from AEW or WWE showed up at WWE or AEW, I'll get that right. That'd be ridiculous, right? That'd be ridiculous. The schedule's different, the money's different. I mean, he's not. I guarantee you, he's not overpaying for most of these guys. He's got some guys he's probably overpaying because of their name, Mercedes. He's overpaying the shit out of her probably. She just won another title, by the way.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okada. But again, Okada in Japan, he's a god.
He's a legend.
The guy's Hulk Hogan over Japan, right?
This ain't Japan.
I'm sorry, not Japan. Asia, wherever he's from. I don't know.
No, I'm saying the over here ain't Japan.
Yeah, but he's still a name. He's still a name, and they have reach. AEW is just not United States. I mean, I know the stats on every one of their shows are showing that they're fucking terrible, but they do have some sort of reach. What's it say? You see where MJF is a new Happy Gilmore. Yes, he's in the new Happy Gilmore. Randy, go fill your cards out. There's one tonight. There's one tonight. Do not mess it up. Or do mess up. Whatever, champ. So anyway, that's where we're at. They're broke. They're going out of business, and Hardway Wrestling's going to buy WWE. I put in a bid for him.
Fitz will buy him back.
Oh. You know who could buy them if they're in trouble? Because when you have a company that gets in trouble like that, Endeavor gets in trouble. They have other little branches of Endeavor besides besides the UFC and that kind of stuff. You know what they could do? Sell. Sell. You know who'd be a good one to buy him?
Don't say Saudi.
Tony.
Oh God, no.
They do
Don't
have
say-
relationship. They do have relationship with Saudi Arabia too, and they
Yeah,
are
don't
giving
say Saudi.
they are giving top dollar. You know, the Live Tour and the racing and all that stuff that they're doing over there with sports. Book them. So
Oh
That
my
doesn't work
gosh.
for me, brother.
oh, he said he did put his card in. So anyway, let's get to it. We have some pay-per-views this weekend, PLEs this weekend, and I don't know if you guys know how we do around here. We do Rick's picks.
Damn right.
Say
Hit
it,
my
Rick.
music.
It's time for Rick's Picks. It's time for Rick's Picks. It's time for Rick's
Picks. Yes,
It
it
is.
is time for Rick's picks. Which one are we do, Ricky? Which one are we
We're
doing
starting
first?
with TNA because that's tonight.
You're doing
We're
the
gonna
tits
go
and
in.
ass. We're doing the tits and ass. Well, I had a picture. I don't know what happened to it. I guess I didn't.
I
put it
don't
up.
know what you did either.
I don't fucking know.
Don't freeze the screen up.
I'm not. We're good.
So we got TNA against all odds tonight.
Tonight, TNA tits and ass.
If you're on Patreon, get that card in.
Ricky, are you TNA tonight too? Anyway, yes. If you're not in our predictions challenge, you have an hour and a half left to get in. It's $5 a month. Jump in there now. You can go right to predictions challenge on our Patreon. You can click $5 to join, and then you can do your picks. You just go to the link and you pull up the form and you fill out the form. Make sure you fill it out correctly. Pick the person that you think's going to win or the team and your confidence points. Your confidence points are 1 through 5 or 1 through 8. You cannot double up on your points. If you use 2 already, don't use it again or it cancels it out, Scotty. So
Yep.
just keep that in mind when you're doing your form. But we got 3 this weekend, and we're kicking it off with TNA.
And Randy's the current champion. He's a 2-time champion. And if Randy can win it, anybody can win it.
I cannot believe that he is the current champion. But it's, if
can't
anybody's
either.
going to win it, it should be Randy. He'll never get that belt around his waist. I promise you that.
Hey, he's working out more now.
Yeah, he's getting thicker though. Damn it.
All right, we'll start from the bottom of the card here. We got a singles match: Mustafa Ali versus Jason Hotch.
Good. Who in the hell is Jason Hotch?
Yeah.
No freaking clue. Have not seen him.
I think I'm sticking with the guy I know whose name is Mustafa Ali in this one.
Yeah.
What about you fellas?
I'm definitely going Mustafa Ali.
I agree. The 3-way sweep on that one, Mustafa Ali.
All right, next we got a 8-man tag match. The System up against Leon Slater, the Hardys, and a to be announced mystery partner.
Interesting.
Who you got, Scotty?
Oh gosh. The System has been on a run from what I have heard and what I have read, but honestly, like I gotta pick the nostalgia, and I mean
Delete.
yeah. So I'm picking Hardys and their mystery partner with Slater to win this one.
I love Leon Slater. That guy is a machine. And who do you never go against TBA? You never, because TBA wins. TBA will win.
Unless you're Tony Khan and you're booking them in a ladder match and they come out and slip on the top rope.
Oh my God, Matt Sydal. Is he still alive?
Or it's some idiot like Leo Rush. But yeah, I'm taking the team with the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
Singles match: Joe Hendry versus Frankie Kazarian. I feel like we've seen this match about 100 times over the last year.
There's another guy who had about as many people in his line at WrestleCon as James Ellsworth.
Yeah,
Frankie. Yeah. How the mighty have fallen in this one. So we had, a couple weeks ago, Wyatt and I were talking about Joe Hendry being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion going up against Trick Williams, and now all of a sudden Joe Henry is now reduced to fighting pretty much a job guy in this business nowadays, Frankie Kazarian. So, I guess this is the start of his redemption tour to come back up to the top and get his title back. So I'm going to call Joe Hendry to win this one.
I believe, gentlemen. I believe. Give me Joe.
I believe as well. I'm taking Joe Hendry. Winner of the match becomes TNA Director of Authority, Santino Marella versus Robert Stone.
Now, isn't Stone from MLW? Is he somebody from MLW?
No, he's NXT. Robert Stone's NXT.
He was he went by another name, I thought. Wasn't it?
I think he was in TNA under another name for a while.
Was it?
But it's right. Yeah, who was he managing? Who's the big dude that they cut from NXT? They brought him up to the main roster a couple times and they cut him. Oh, big dude. Oh my God.
Nance Warner?
No.
Or is it Hammerstone?
Nope.
No.
Never mind. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Robert Stone brand. That's NXT. Don't you run an NXT show?
Yeah, I've never.
Okay.
He has not in the time that I have been watching it. He has never come out, so I have no idea who the heck he is.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I'm calling Santino to win this because Santino has been doing a good job as the Director of Authority for TNA from what I've seen. So I'm calling Santino to win that one.
Robert Stone said he was firing everybody. That would be the greatest thing ever. Robert Stone won, and then he just fired every single person.
Santino.
Yeah. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going with Robert Stone.
Okay.
I'm going with Robert Stone. We don't need we don't need Santino Marella giving anybody the Cobra.
Yeah, I'm going Robert Stone too.
Interesting.
I feel like that's what's going to happen. He's going to fire Santino.
Yeah.
TNA World Tag Team Championship, the Nemeths versus the Rascals.
This one's an interesting one because Nick and Ryan have been the champions for a short amount of time. But I don't know. Like, I think if I remember right from all of our other TNA stuff, the Rascals seem to always lose, right? Like, I mean, every time if we pick them, they end up losing. So I think I'm going to call the Nemeth on this one to retain.
I don't think I've ever picked the Rascals. Stupid name.
I used to ride around on one of those little rascals. Listen, I've always been a buckwheat or a stymie, little rascal character. What's the girl's name? I used to like her too. She used to be a big fan of the Little Rascals when I was growing up. But I'm not picking the Rascals here, which is crazy because you say, oh, the Nemeths have only had the belts. I think it was only one other pay-per-view that they just won those titles.
Yeah.
But TNA does some weird shit sometimes. So I either look for the Nemeths to lose their titles, or they just take the match off the card and fuck me out of whatever points I put on them.
The Fraxium curse.
The Fuxium is what they should be called.
I'm taking the Nemeths. Not a fan of the Rascals. I'm not gonna pick a team named the Rascals. Just sounds stupid.
Okay, Dad.
TNA International Championship. TNA International Championship. Steve Macklin defending against Mance Warner.
Go ahead, Scott.
Go ahead, Scott.
See, I know who Mance Warner is. I've seen maybe a little bit of his stuff. I have no idea who the heck Steve Macklin is. So
he's the international champion.
Deanna Prazo's husband. Isn't that Deanna Prazo's husband?
Maybe it is. I have no clue. I will just call the champion to retain Steve Macklin to win that one because I have no idea.
I am going with Steve Macklin not to win. I'm taking Mance Warner.
I think they're switching his title already.
Yes.
All right. I'm taking Macklin to retain. TNA Knockouts Championship, Masha Slamovich, best name in the game.
Absolutely.
Against Li Ying Lee.
Gesundheit.
Check my spelling.
You got one of the Lee names right.
I hope so. Who you got, Scotty?
Oh gosh,
Formerly Xia Li.
this is
a lot of
another
Lee.
one. This is another one we always have issues with because every time Masha Slamovich is in something, there's always a problem or always something crazy going on. But I am going to call Masha to retain on this one.
Give me Masha Slamma bitch all day long.
Absolutely. Clean sweep there. I'm also taking Masha.
Masha. Isn't that what wasn't that Brady Bunch?
I
Masha,
believe so.
Masha.
TNA World Championship. Trick Williams, the new TNA World Champion, defends against Elijah.
Whoop that Christian. Whoop that Christian.
Not to be confused with Elias or Ezekiel.
Elias.
They're hoping to get back together soon.
Yeah.
Or LA Knight.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting story because again, there's a lot of heat in the TNA locker room over Trick Williams winning the title. Even to the point I saw Dolph Ziggler come out and just tear Trick to pieces over the win. But considering that TNA and WWE have got this working relationship and the fact that Trick just won this title, and with all due respect to Elijah, even though I think he has good points to him, he's not a champion in my view. He definitely is not somebody that radiates championship material as of this point. I'm going to call Trick Williams to retain.
There's no way they're putting this on Elias. They're just not going to do it. It won't look right with his guitar.
I'm not walking with Elijah. That's for damn sure.
No,
Whoop
absolutely.
that Trick.
Yeah, whoop that Christian. He's like a big. Actually, before he got onto TNA, he was on TikTok, and he was reading Bible verses.
Jesus, Pete.
I'm not knocking it either way.
Well, that's TNA against all odds.
Oh, hold on a minute. Ricky did win the championship. He only held it for a couple minutes, though.
I held it for 5 days. It was as long as CM Punk had the AEW World Title.
That's true. When I win this title back, I'll put it in a briefcase.
Jesus. All right. Moving on to Worlds Collide now, which is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Damn.
Yeah. We got a 6-man tag match: Latino World Order Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado against Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, easy for you to say.
Right? Hold on one sec. I'm trying to pull the card up myself. There it is.
Yeah, so am I. So am I.
I don't have a mother freaking clue on.
Okay. All right. So where are we at here? Very bottom. Ooh, gosh. Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado. Octagon, Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. Honestly,
you have no idea who you're looking at.
No, I'll tell you this. I think we're gonna go Latino World Order on this one. It's sad because Octagon, Aerostar, and Iguana are all AAA regulars, but WWE has this habit of beating the regulars and to put themselves over. So I'm gonna call Latino World Order on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to. I was getting ready to switch out. I put that on the wrong one. I think you have to. I think Dragon Lee is one of their top stars, top-ish star. So they usually don't like to bury these guys. So I don't think there's gonna be a lot going on. I think there's one match that the AAA might win, and that might be it.
Yeah.
So give me Dragon Lee.
All right. Same. I'm taking the LWO in this one. NXT North American Championship Fatal 4-Way. Ethan Page defends against Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix. That's an interesting match.
Yes, this is going to be, in my view,
match of the night will be
match of the night in my view. Because I love Ethan Page. I love everything he's been doing on NXT. Wyatt and I've been talking about.
Which Ethan Page do you like?
Chubby Ethan Page.
Thank
I'm on your side on that.
Appreciate you.
As a chubby, I love a fellow chubby. And
Jesus.
anyways, no,
Those are PG rating.
right. So, anyways, we've been talking about this on the shakedown a little bit. Ethan just beat the crap out of Ricky Saints for that North American title. Ricky Saints looks like he's being called up to the main roster, but now Ethan's got the belt. And Javon Evans, phenomenal kid. Love watching his stuff. He's got more moves than I've ever seen before. Ray Phoenix, we know, definitely has got some top star moves. Laredo Kid is definitely one I've never quite seen before, but what I've seen of him on the last NXT show, definitely going to be a fun match to watch. But
He's been around a long time. He was an ROH guy, and
Yeah.
gotcha.
I'm sure
honestly,
he can cuss himself somewhere along the line.
Oh yeah, pretty much. But I don't think they're going to take this title off of Ethan Page. I think he's got a good run with this belt coming up in the near future. So I'm going to call Ethan Page to retain.
I love Javon Evans. Love Ray Phoenix. And Laredo Kid, I mean, whatever. Ethan Page. Give me Ethan Page.
Yep. Same here. 6-man tag match, Legado del Fantasma, whatever. Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto
See.
against El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
What in the hell?
What kind of name is that?
Pagano and
Del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Pagano and Psycho Clown.
You know what that reminds me of? Like when I read that, it reminds me of like somebody did Google Translate halfway through the sentence. Like, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
They went from freaking Spanish to German.
I love it.
With that, Dr. Wagner.
You must win this match.
Who you got, Scotty?
God. Again, I think Escobar is probably going to win this one because, again, it's a WWE guy. Like, you're not going to really bury the WWE guys on this one. So go with the Del Fantasmo.
I just fucked up a card. I am. This is the one where they do not win. Right now, the story is Escobar and Alberto not getting along, and there's trouble in paradise. So I am going with El Hijo.
There's a lot of El Hijo on this card. And I'm taking
You know who they need in the women's division?
Riho.
Riho.
I'm taking El Hijo Doctor and Psycho Clown
Love it.
and Pagano.
Love it.
Tag team match: Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chick Tormenta and Dallas. Whatever.
Chick Tomato and Dailies. I think it's Dailies. Dallas.
C.
All the points.
Yeah. All the points on this one going on. My girl, my favorite person in the world, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice. Definitely, you can't go wrong with some Stephanie Vaquer in this industry. So,
You all right,
Scotty looks like he needs a cleanup under.
Did you see Scotty's whole demeanor changed when he was saying, he's like, oh, we need a little bit of, yeah, baby, yeah.
I'm pulling a Booker over here.
Yeah, you're pulling something. I'm also going with cleanup on aisle 3.
Yeah. Love me some Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. AAA Mega Championship. El Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable.
Oh gosh. They just put this belt on Vikingo. They're not taking this belt off, even though it would be hysterical if the AAA belt went to Chad Gable, and then because then he'd have to go wrestle as.
Then Grande Americano wins Money in the Bank.
What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about?
You know, it's that tattoo on his back that usually gives it away. That they're the same person, but
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
So yeah, no, Vikingo to retain this one.
Jesus Christ.
What's
Yeah. Yeah, Gable's not winning this title.
up?
He's 0 for the century against luchadors.
Yes, he doesn't win. That's the thing. He doesn't win against luchadors, and they just they're not going to take this. They can't give. I mean, that would be sick if the WWE just bought every promotion and just put the titles on all of our guys.
Yeah.
What are they? Brian Hardy?
I'm laughing at once I submitted it says C Senor.
You see that?
Except it's C, not
Yes, I know that.
okay.
I'm special. I'm a special kind of guy.
That'll do it for Worlds Collide. Let's move it on to the final pay-per-view of the weekend. Money in the Bank.
Okay, hold on.
Money in the Bank.
All right, when did you send that one out?
Jesus, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm looking for
there. It is. Sorry.
I'm looking for it too. Where's it at? Worlds Collide.
There we go. Found it. Found it on mine.
Worlds Collide. I don't see it either. Why do I not see it? Okay, I'll fill it out later. No big deal.
Jesus. All right, women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We've got Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss.
Jammed packed, boys. Jammed packed.
And this one's a tough one for me because there's actually 3 names I kind of want to see win this.
Put your pants back on, Scotty.
Scotty. There's 5 names you want to see win this?
Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 now. There's only 3. 3, like, I'm really tied between Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia. As much as I like Rhea Ripley and as much as I want her to get the title back, I don't see them putting this on her. I think, quite honestly, they're going to put this on Vaquer. Because again, she's that up and comer. They just brought her up. I think it's a time to really push her and show what she can do on the main roster. So I'm going to call Vaquer to win this one.
I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon for her. I think the dynamic, the dynamic with the Judgment Day, what's going on here with the new woman in town taking over. I think who else would look good but Roxanne Perez with that Money in the Bank briefcase.
I like it,
baby.
I like it, but I'm going to proceed with caution.
Oh,
I like that pick too.
I think Naomi is going to win this. She's going to be the one to take the title off of Tiffany and set up the Naomi versus Jade to put Jade on top.
Oof.
Interesting.
I'm taking Naomi. Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Real quick before you move on, do you guys did get the link, right? The link.
Yeah, I've got it right now.
I'm on it right now.
Somebody just said Randy said it isn't on there yet, but I thought I sent it out too.
Nope, it's here.
Randy.
It's out there. I'm working on it right now. So,
Women's Intercontinental Championship match: Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. If Lyra wins, Becky does not go to the end of the line. She does not challenge for that title as long as Lyra's holding it. If Becky wins, Lyra must raise her hand in victory.
Got you. You can go right to the Patreon and go right to the link and pick it that way.
See.
So here's
I'm sorry. Who are we on?
Lyra versus Becky, women's Intercontinental title match.
So as much as I hate this feud and I hate what they've done with it, and it's been a who cares kind of feud. Sadly, I think they're taking this belt off of Lyra and they're going to put it on Becky. So I'm calling Becky Lynch the woman of waste management is why I likes to call her.
Randy, go to the Patreon, look for Money in the Bank, open it in the predictions challenge, click the link. Promise you it's there.
He's probably in his bank app looking for money.
Could be. It's not in the briefcase, buddy. It's not in the briefcase.
Yeah.
How's this guy the fucking champion? Oh, got it now. You know shit. Yeah, how's this guy the fucking champion?
Right?
All right, go.
Now I'm calling Becky Lynch to win this and take the title off of Lyra. So we'll see what happens.
Sadly, I think Becky will win this. They're not going to allow Becky to lose again.
Yeah, unfortunately. Looks like Becky's going to win this, and then I think that'll set up for Women's Evolution. Bailey will return the challenger for the Women's IC. Why? Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, El Grande Americano, not Chad Gable. Penta, Andrade, and LA Knight. Yeah.
You got to see my shirt.
See,
El Grande Americano is numero uno. So you know who I'm picking, baby.
Yeah. Honestly, if there was one other person wasn't in this match, my pick would be completely different. I would have put this briefcase on LA Knight, but since Seth Rollins is in this match, I'm calling Seth Rollins to win it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as much as I love Americano, Grande, Gable, I just don't think. I mean, I think it'd be cool if he was running around with a red, white, blue briefcase, right? This close to 4th of July, who wouldn't buy a red, white, blue briefcase?
He'd be the only. He'd be on the list of guys who did not cash in successfully and win the belt with it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he cashes it in on the AAA title. Who knows? Who knows? And as much as I love,
that would be fucking stupid.
Would that be the greatest thing ever? Did you let Alberto Del Rio win the title back and put Grande win the fucking? Anyway, I'm going with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I'm going with Seth as well, but I almost feel like this whole match is going to just be destruction everywhere once Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker get involved. I'm sure CM Punk and Sami Zayn will be out there. But end of the day, I think Seth freaking Rollins is your winner. Tag team match, John Cena and Logan Paul against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso.
Go ahead.
God. So here's where it gets interesting. Again, like, I don't know. They've had John go over by nefarious means a couple times already. So does Logan Paul and John Cena, do they cheat to win? Whether it's the Nux or, another low blow or whatnot, probably a low blow on Cody. I don't know. The baby faces need a win in this, especially Cody, because he hasn't been around for a while. But I kind of get this feeling John Cena and Logan Paul are going over just to keep the heat on John Cena. So I'm calling John Cena Logan Paul.
I'm going the opposite way. I think that the only reason why Logan Paul is in this match is because he has to. Someone has to take the pin, right? You can't pin the world champion. Cody's just coming back. I don't think Cody's going to take 2 pins in a row, right? Jay is the world champion. Now I can see a thing there where they were, still causing doubt with Jay. But at this point, can we stop doing the same fucking storyline with Jay where he doubts everything? I'm sick of hearing it. So I'm definitely going with Cody and Jay to win.
I'm also going Cody and Jay to win. Part of me thinks that at the end of this, Logan Paul and Cena beat the absolute tar out of Cody and Jay, and then Seth Rollins comes out to cash in and take that world title off Jay.
Really?
Book it.
So you think that someone's going to cash in because there is a bonus. There is a bonus at the bottom.
That's my prediction.
Wow. Okay. Let's look. Andrade plus 5,000 to win the Money in the Bank. Cody Rhodes minus 250. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso minus 250 to win. They're the favorite. Lyra is not the favorite to win. Naomi is the favorite to win over the rest of them. So it's going to be a good. I mean, these aren't always right. This is from Bet Online, not an official sponsor of Hardway Wrestling. But yeah. So anyway, did you give your pick? Who'd you pick? Oh, you think that they're going to beat the shit out of? You think there's going to be a cash in?
Actually, no,
I
I
feel like
don't.
there's going to be a cash in on Monday.
They did it. Yeah, they won't do it. They won't do it because they did it last year with Drew. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was
So
immediate.
no cash in.
Yeah, no cash in. So
maybe a teaser. Maybe Seth comes out at the end and kind of stares at both of them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of whatever. But yes, both champions need to be in the ring when this goes down. So Seth is going to be the sniper for all of them. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's going to do it here for Hard Bait Wrestling. Make sure you get your picks in. If you're in the predictions challenge, get them in. Suze, Hoss, you have 1 hour to get Worlds Collide. No, not Worlds Collide. The TNA event in. That starts at pre-show starts at 7, I believe, and then 8 o'clock is the main card. So 8 matches. Make sure you get that stuff in. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Monday, we'll be back with a review of Money in the Bank. Depending on the time, we might do them all. Who knows? Or just run through the other ones quickly. But Money in the Bank review on Monday. So please join us then. Toy Show next Saturday. Join us in for that. Going to be an awesome time. All your boys at Hardway is going to be out there. We're going to be giving away some stuff. We're doing some trivia, playing music. And you get to see the man, the myth, the legend. Who's next? Oh, no. Who's first? Gilbert. So we'll see you guys.
And Brian Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
And Brian Hardy.
Well,
don't forget about Brian Hardy.
Hardy's going to be there too. Don't forget that idiot Brian Hardy's going to be there too. So also
Jeez,
make sure you check out
Brian Hardy.
Check out what's that?
So you can't forget about Brian Hardy.
Yeah, whatever. He's forgettable, easily forgettable. USW Wrestling. Make sure you go check them out on YouTube. They're running studio shows every Saturday at 10 a.m. You can't beat it. If you like a good studio show, right? If you're saying to myself, you wake up in the morning, Tom and Jerry's over, G.I. Joe's over, and you're saying to yourself, man, I have nothing to watch. Boom, USW Wrestling, 10 a.m. Check them out. And you'll get to see the great Brian Hardy. He's an idiot. But you will get to see Adam Armstrong, my best friend. So
uncooked bacon, as we call him.
Get me some House of Pain tonight. That's right, House of Pain tonight in West Virginia. Go check those guys out too. They don't pay for anything, so I'm not pushing them. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time
On the Hard Way.
Peace.